Live from downtown Detroit, home of WDIV and Click on Detroit, Local 4 News at 5 starts now.
Breaking right now, a horrifying crash caught on camera. A driver swerves right into a man standing on the side of the road. Sean.
Cameras capture a deadly hit and run on Detroit's west side. Two men having words, then one man waits for his victim.
All right, Sean, we're going to begin, though, with the weather this afternoon. After a very active night last night, we had tornado warnings out up in the Thumb. Now we've got a very active 4 Live radar for most of the afternoon, and all of Metro Detroit under a severe thunderstorm watch.
Check out this video. It was shot by Tim Pamplin a short time ago. Dark skies, rain downtown, and then look at this, a big bolt of lightning right there in the distance.
So let's start things off here at 5 with Andrew, who's in for Ben tonight. Andrew.
Thank you very much. You're exactly right, Kevin and Karen and Devin. And that display of lightning, an indication of how sudden the danger can be. Whenever there's lightning around and that looked like a cloud to ground strike, it can always be dangerous. So indoors is the place to be if you've got thunderstorms around you. That watch in effect for Detroit and all of Southeast Michigan from now until 11 o'clock. We've already had severe thunderstorm warnings. They've all either been dropped or they've been allowed to expire. But that being said, we still have scattered showers and thunderstorms about. We're looking at heavy rain falling here. You can see that here in the mixing bowl right along 696 for our friends over in Farmington Hills. Some of this heavier rain about to move over Southfield within the next 5 to 10 minutes. You got another batch of rain here in central and northern portions of Oakland County, moving into the Auburn Hills area and eventually Macomb County. And more scattered storm activity to go through as we go through the afternoon. In terms of the hazards that are or will be out there, lightning is a danger. High winds up to 60 miles per hour or greater. If you encounter any flooding, make sure you turn around, don't drown, and hail can be damaging as well. How long will these thunderstorms last? Certainly through this evening. We'll talk about what happens afterward into tonight and tomorrow coming up.
All right, Andrew, now let's get to breaking news. Disturbing video showing a man standing on the side of the road, hit and killed by a driver who just swerved right into him. That is one of 2 hit and runs we're following this afternoon. We're going to begin with another case of the exact same kind of thing.
That's right. And for the very latest, let's get to Sean Lay with the details on what happened where you are. Sean.
Yeah, we're talking about this awful deadly hit and run here on Detroit's west side. We got security camera footage that just turned your stomach, and the victim's family wanted to see our footage. We showed it to them tonight. They're heartbroken and outraged, calling this a premeditated act. The victim's mother has this message for the man who was behind the wheel.
I want them to catch him.
LMA Patterson cannot believe her son, 58-year-old Horland Darnell Patterson, was murdered in cold blood as he tried to remove himself from a tense situation. It happened here at 3 this morning at the 8 Mile Grill, Coney Island on Detroit's west side. Patterson was inside ordering food. A 6'4", 375-pound man was also inside with a woman. The 2 men exchanging words about the woman. Watch what happens next. The suspected killer gets into his truck in the parking lot and waits for Patterson to leave. The moment Patterson appears, the man turns the truck's lights off, hits the gas, and runs him down, killing him.
And he got in his truck and zoomed. And down there was trying to do like this, duck him. But he hit him and ran him over.
Patterson had 3 children and 7 grandchildren. He was a regular at the Coney Island.
He's a good customer. I know the mother, and she shouldn't have to lose her son to something terrible like this.
And tonight, Detroit police are hunting for this truck and its driver. Patterson's mother says her son did not deserve this.
No, he didn't. No, he didn't.
Here's the very latest at the 5 o'clock hour. Just got an update from investigators on the case. They haven't found the driver or that truck. They're hoping by us showing you that video, someone recognizes the truck and will give them the call that they need right now. Devin, Karen, back to you.
Well, in fact, Sean, what can you tell us about the truck?
Yeah, right now it appears to be burgundy in color and in good shape. The truck is a 2015 to 2017. Investigators think it's a Ford, could be a Chevy, used right here to run that man down.
All right, Sean, let's hope a tip comes in on that. But now let's get to this other version of sort of the similar story. Look at this disturbing video, which shows a man standing on the side of the road, hit and killed by a driver who just swerved right into him and then kept on going.
Now, this happened this afternoon on Gratiot and Lyndhurst. That's on the city's east side. Jermont Terry is there at that corner. And Jermont, this is so upsetting. The driver just kept going.
Yeah, right now, Detroit police, they are confirming, Karen and Devin, that this was, in fact, a deadly hit and run. The individual, the victim, was 53 years old. He was just standing on this corner here. He was holding a sign. You know how people try to get people to come into a business? He was holding the sign when out of nowhere, this car on busy Gratiot just came onto the sidewalk. It hit him, and that vehicle took off running. By the time an ambulance arrived to the scene of Gratiot and Lyndhurst, there was little anyone could do to save the man bleeding on the street.
Knocked him 10 foot in the air, 50 foot down. He came head first. I know it's probably too much information, but got hit right there. He's just a neighborhood guy, man, just trying to make an honest dollar.
The victim often stood at this corner holding a sign trying to drum up business into a nearby oil change shop.
Like I said, he tried to dance, sing, bobble the sign up like this.
It's unclear if the man ever saw the out-of-control truck coming his way, but surveillance video shows the vehicle jumping the curb, and despite running the man over, the truck keeps going. The driver in this white SUV spots the driver leaving the scene, watches he makes a U-turn into another lot, and tries to get the burgundy truck to pull over.
The guy came back and said he lost him at Casual. He looked like he jumped through the gas station and probably hit the freeway.
From the surveillance video, it appears the driver knew he ran over someone or something. It's unclear what made the driver jump the curb, but a woman also driving on Gratiot told police she had a close call with the same driver.
She told me that the guy almost hit her first by swerving. She said from her knowledge, it looked like the guy was on his phone. Now, according to witnesses here on the scene, they believe that that driver overcorrected, jumped the curb, and then hit this worker. We're told that the worker, he spent 2 years working here at the Express Quick Lube right here on this corner, just holding that sign, trying to make some dollars. He was at work today and unfortunately didn't get a chance to come home. Reporting live, I'm Jermont Terry, Local 4.
So disturbing. All right, thank you, Jermont. 2 people are dead tonight after a cargo plane filled with auto parts crashed on approach to Toledo's Express Airport. The twin-engine plane went down right in the middle of the auto repair business. Coco McAvoy went to Toledo today as the investigation into what happened is underway.
The Sheriff's Department is blocking the area as authorities investigate what caused the plane to go down this morning.
It's the first time in quite a while that we've had to deal with something like this.
A massive fire this morning in Toledo after a plane crashed into a truck repair facility.
But it was several trucks that it did hit to create that fireball.
Joe Rotterdam says the twin-engine cargo plane was coming from Tennessee. It was approaching the Toledo Express Airport early this morning when suddenly
the aircraft went down about a quarter to half a mile short of the runway.
The 2 people on board did not survive. And there are now several questions surrounding the investigation about whether or not a mayday call was made.
It's something that will be a key part of the investigation, listening to those cockpit voice recordings, any of the transmissions that took place between the crew members and the air traffic control tower here in Toledo.
With the date being 9/11, investigators had to look into every possibility and ruled out anything malicious.
Being 9/11, we don't want to speculate on what happened, but no indication of any type of terrorism or anything like that with this aircraft.
Authorities are not identifying the victims in the crash until they can get in contact with their families. The NTSB is investigating the crash and will, of course, keep you updated as we continue to learn more information. In Ohio, I'm Coco McAvoy, Local 4.
All right, Coco, FAA is also investigating. Fortunately, no one was in those semi-trucks when the crash happened, so no one on the ground was injured.
Under pressure from the federal government, General Motors is now recalling millions of pickup trucks and SUVs.
Our consumer investigator, Hank Winchester, is here. And Hank, this is a massive recall over a serious issue.
It's a huge issue, and we're talking about a brake problem. So important information coming your way. More than 3.4 million vehicles being recalled to fix a brake issue. GM says as the vehicles age, the pump in the power assist brakes can put out less power, and that's what's needed to help you stop safely. Now, that investigation started back in November of last year after receiving complaints of poor brake performance. Here's what's being recalled: the Chevrolet Silverado, the GMC Sierra 1500 and 2500, and the 3500. These pickup trucks are from model years 2014 to 2018. That recall also includes the Cadillac Escalade. That's from 2015 to 2017. Also on the list, the GMC Yukon, the Chevy Suburban, and the Tahoes, model years 2015 through 2018. 18. We have much more information about this recall, how GM plans on resolving the issue. Everything you need to know can be found right on the Help Me Hank page at clickondetroit.com. Karen?
18 years ago, 2,997 civilians, 343 firefighters, 60 police officers, and 8 EMTs were killed by a group of cowards.
Across the country today, Americans paused to remember the lives lost on September 11, 2001. From the 9/11 memorial in New York to the Pentagon, the message was again, we must never forget.
Today and every day we pledge to honor our history, to treasure our liberty, to uplift our communities, to live up to our values, to prove worthy of our heroes, and above all, stronger than ever, to never, ever forget.
This morning, New York's governor signed a law requiring every public school there to take a brief moment of silence on this day. The reason? There are possibly students with no connection to the terror attack because most now were born after 2001. Here at home, Detroit Police, along with Detroit Fire, hosted the city's annual 9/11 memorial service at Campus Martius.
And time hasn't healed all wounds for the brave men and women who serve and protect us. It's hard not to get emotional when thinking about their brave brothers and sisters who made the ultimate sacrifice.
We never know whether we're going home in the morning. And to step forward and be one of those that do for others, it's good to serve others.
Still very hard to talk about and to obviously remember. Mayor Mike Duggan and Police Chief James Craig also attended this morning's ceremony. A great moment today on the campus of U of M, honoring the lives lost on 9/11.
The diag was filled with hundreds of American flags, and members of the ROTC stood guard all day over the flag at half-staff. And on a day in which we honor lives lost, a special tribute today in Holly.
New tonight, you'll meet a group of total strangers who came to honor 14 heroes they never even met.
Also, it's becoming far more than a contract dispute. New tonight, what the Patriots and the NFL are saying after a Central Michigan alum comes forward saying she was raped by wide receiver Antonio Brown.
But first, a youth soccer trip overseas canceled at the last minute.
You know what? Things aren't quite adding up here.
Oh, parents want some answers, and just wait until you see what happened when Help Me Hank got involved.